Hello everyone, welcome to Math 142. My name is Tony Marzetta. I'll be your instructor this quarter. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is that pretty much the entire course is going to run through WallMap. We're really not going to use Canvas at all. You could still send me messages through Canvas. You could still send me an email through my Wacom email. But in terms of content, all the content will be here on WallMap. Now, the first thing I want to mention is just watching videos in general. So the question is are you watching this video through YouTube or are you watching it through WallMap? If you clicked here, then you will be watching it in a new tab through YouTube. If you clicked here, then you could watch the video in WallMap. So if you don't like a lot of tabs being open, you could click here. If you would like to open it in a new tab, you could click here. Another thing to mention is if you don't have a TI or Texas Instruments calculator, you can click here and you can get a free online calculator here for 6 months, which is great. So you might find this link helpful. Another thing to mention here is this forum help. So we can find some help with the forum here, typing math in forum, just how to use the forums. Forum will play a big role in this class. I think it'll be 15% of your grade. Just in terms of participation, posting questions, homework questions to the forums, answering homework questions will make up 15% of your grade. I'll talk about more of that in just a second. Another thing is there are two forum links right here, one for questions for the instructor. This is where you can ask me questions, really not math related, but just with questions that have to do with the course, or just any questions you have for me. The one down here, this student lounge forum, this is really just a forum for you to talk to your students. It doesn't have to be math related. Maybe you're just talking about study habits, talking about your favorite snacks. You could talk about, I don't know, Tiger King if you wanted to here. Whatever you want to talk about here, this is for you. Okay, so what we want to do is just for getting started, what I really want you to do is the first thing you should do is click this Getting Started /Syllabus tab. So we'll go ahead and open this up. And here are some directions for us. So the first thing we're going to do is get a copy of the syllabus, which you can find in this tab right here. The next thing I want you to do is really your first assignment will be to introduce yourself into a forum. So this will be your first graded forum. You can do that right here. Then after this, you will take the Getting Started quiz, and you'll find that right here. So this Getting Started quiz will be both a syllabus quiz, so you'll want to make sure to read the syllabus first, and also a quiz that's just going to help you get used to how WallMap works. And then after this, you'll go ahead and get started with the week 1 material. So let's go ahead and go over here and open up the syllabus. You can click here. So here's the syllabus. So a few things I want to mention is the book that we're going to be using. So if you've taken Math 141, this is the same book you use in that class. I will be assigning reading from this textbook and also suggested homework problems. Homework won't be graded in this class, but it's there for practice. So some of the homework will be suggested from this textbook. Okay, in terms of prerequisites, you needed to get a C or better in Math 141. So regardless of what grade you got in Math 141, I am assuming that you know everything from 141. So if there's any questions about material that you're unsure about or material that you should know, please send me a message immediately. So a lot of this you can read. I'm just going to kind of hit some of the highlights. So the homework section, there are really two types of homework. There'll be the homework that I assign from the textbook, and there will also be homework in WallMap, which I'll talk about shortly. So again, homework will not be graded or collected. It's really just there for you to get some practice for the quizzes and for the exams and for the final. Okay. So there will be weekly quizzes. There will be 9 quizzes and 1 getting started quiz. You'll actually have 2 quizzes this week. One is this getting started quiz, and one will be a kind of a content quiz. So the quizzes will always be posted on Monday with each new week that I introduce, and they will be due on Sunday at midnight. So you have almost pretty much a week to work on these. You can reattempt these as many times as you like. You should really just be getting 100% on these. There are some late passes, so you'll get 4 late passes. So for whatever reason, if you were unable to I don't know, maybe turn this quiz in during a due date, you can use one of these late passes, and that'll extend the due date for 24 hours. Okay, in terms of exams, there will be 3 exams, week 3, 6, and 9. You can also find this in the calendar at the end of the syllabus. The exams will appear on Friday morning. They'll be due on Saturday nights. They'll be worth 10% of your grade. And the final will appear on Wednesday. Week 10 will be due on Thursday by midnight, and that'll be worth 25% of your grade. The exams will be very similar to kind of how the quizzes are. Okay, now in terms of class participation and the discussion forum. So again, each week there will be a forum, a week 1 forum, week 2 forum, week 3 forum, and this is where you will be posting homework questions, answering homework questions. So the way you get points is I want you to at least post twice a week and some sort of substantial content. So whether you're posting a homework question, posting an attempt to a homework question, answering a homework question, maybe posting links to helpful resources, all of that will be considered substantial or meaningful stuff I'll give you credit for. And so posts like, thanks a lot, that really helped. Those are all recommended. I definitely want you to post things like that, but those won't be there to get you credit. Also, after your first 2 posts, any other post, any substantial post after that, you can get some extra credit. 1 point for each additional post, up to 5 extra per week. Here's a layout for the grades here. Now the rest of this here you can kind of read on your own. But what I really want to get to is the end. Just kind of show you the calendar here. So notice here, so one thing to notice is this class is not self-paced. You should have like 15 hours per week set aside to work on this class. About 3 hours a day, I guess, during the work week. And I kind of laid out a schedule that you should follow. So in section 6.1, that's all we'll be working on in week 1. Here 6.1, work on the angle section, then the definitions of radians, area of a sector, so on and so forth. You can find when our exams are. And here you can find where the final is. Okay, so after you've read the syllabus, go down here to the introduce yourself. So this will be the first form you're going to want to post on. So you see I've already, this brings you right to the introduce yourself forum. So here's my first post here, introducing myself. So what I want you to do in this is I want you to write your name, your major / career goal. Here's just a little bit of information about my education background. Something interesting. So this could be something interesting about yourself. This could be something interesting, something fun you did over the break. This could be a fun fact. However you want to interpret something interesting is exactly how you should interpret it. Okay, so another thing to notice here is when you're working through WAMAP, they'll kind of give you a trail of where you are and how you got there. So if you want to go back, here we're in post, we go ahead and click here and introduce yourself to go back to where we were. So when you're making your post, you go ahead and click Add New Thread. Subject, just go ahead and write your name in here, write your career goal / major, and then something interesting. And you don't have to post as much as I posted. Just make sure you kind of hit the highlights. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Okay, so after introducing yourself, you're going to want to do the Getting Started quiz. So we'll go ahead and open this up. This will be a Getting Started quiz. Again, like I kind of said, this is going to be a syllabus quiz slash just working with kind of the wall map. Working with wall map. You can reattempt this as many times as you want, so definitely try to get 100% on this. Okay, you'll also see here there's this announcements. So there's nothing, looks like there's something here. Then there's this announcements. You want to check this regularly just to see anything new that I posted. Okay, here's some of the instructor information. Here's my name. Here's my phone number. Now, when you call this, it's just going to go right to voicemail, so you can just leave a message. I'll call you back. But really, the best way to get a hold of me is just through my email. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about what the meat of the course. So week 1. So this is the material for the week 1. So now, when you open this up, it'll always be something for the content for week 1, and that's what you want to click first. Then you'll see something for the week 1 forum, which you really want to post to, and then the weekly quiz. If you go ahead and open up the content, you'll see here that 6.1, this is the only section working. You might see multiple sections depending on what we're doing in that week. So if I open this up, you'll see I kind of have this sectioned off into a couple different pieces of this section. So if I open up the angles, I kind of give you some directions on what I want you to do. So I'll usually suggest for you to read a certain section of the book, or you can watch these videos here. Again, you could click here to go to YouTube, or you can click here and it'll open up the video. You can watch it right here if you'd like. So go ahead and watch these videos. I'll then give you some suggested problems that I want you to work on in the textbook, and then you'll want to go ahead and post any questions to the week 1 forum. Or if you don't have any questions, go there to answer some of the students' questions. So another thing is right at the end of this, you'll often see something that say like practice. So this is not really a quiz. It's kind of the other homework I was talking about. So this, don't kind of ignore this due date. It won't be part of your grade. But if you go ahead and click on this, it'll bring you to some practice problems that you can work on. Now, what you can do here is you can, so you answer the question here. If you're struggling with this question, you can go ahead and some videos or some questions will have a video you can that have a link to it. But if you're really struggling with a problem, what you can do is sometimes you can just post this question to the forum. So if I click here, it's going to automatically post this to the week 1 forum. Okay, and then here's the quiz you'll want to start once you finish this. Again, it will be they'll be available right when the week is open, and they'll be due on Sunday. Now, again, each week on Monday, a whole new week will open up for you to work on. Okay. So I guess another thing I should talk about here is just in terms of forums. If you kind of look over here, if you want to get access to all the forums, if you click right here, you can see there's the questions for the instructor, student lounge forum, introduce yourself, week 1 forum. You can find all the forums here. So I think that's all I have for you for kind of getting started. If you have any questions at all, feel free to shoot me an email, post something in the questions for the instructor. I'm excited for this course. I hope you all are excited too. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye now.